Hey, everybody, this is Greg Cowboys, and right beside me is Randall Slifer. This is The Last Word, where we discuss all of the college football games that have gone on today, and we'll be talking about the games that are going on currently as well. All right, then. So, Randall, how was your day today?
Oh, it was pretty awful. Except we did take an impromptu trip over the weekend because the kiddo has no school on Monday. So we're on a vacation. I got to watch college football today in a hotel, so that's kind of a good change of pace. But Arkansas season's over, unfortunately, and that was a brutal loss. So
Yeah.
on to next year, apparently.
Is Mr. Pittman going to get canned?
Yeah, I mean his buyout. I don't think that with the loss on Memphis, I don't think that we'll pull out more than 4 wins. So at the end of the year, I don't think that they will fire him mid-season because you can enter the portal
Yeah.
once you do that. I don't want to lose Taylor Green for the year, so they'll probably keep him till the end of the year. His buyout's only 7 million after that. So see you later.
You
I think
think
what
Jerry Jones is going to write him a check for 7 million? You know,
definitely.
you know that Jerry, also controls the Razorbacks. Come on now.
I mean, he doesn't like to muddy it up too much, being the owner of the
Yeah,
Cowboys, like with the nil
yeah,
program and stuff, which drives me nuts, which is unfortunate because I get it why he wouldn't put any money into the nil because that is you know, kind of messing with some wires there. But yeah, they'll buy him out. I mean, the big thing is really the athletic director, Hunter Yurachek, had a bit awful conference last week saying we weren't built for a championship team, being only 2-1 right there, and Taylor Green is a top five quarterback playing right now. So it was a little disheartening for him to ask the state of Arkansas for more money and being the reason why they're not a championship caliber team. It was so I'd like to see him go probably more than Pittman, to be honest.
yeah, exactly. For Bill Carroll, wherever you are, Bill, North Texas beat your Army 45-38 today. That's why I have it.
Oh
Hey, when Army loses, this old guy celebrates because, of course, I'm a Marine, so that's the Navy
yeah,
department, and as everybody knows. So, SMU got spanked by TCU 35-24.
yeah. Man, Josh Hoover's that guy. I'm a big fan of Josh Hoover. I think he
Yeah,
can sling. I think he slings that ball in an NFL level. Throws with anticipation. Across the body throws is super impressive too. He's got it. I like him.
and for our my old cohort on here, Brock, UNLV beat Miami of Ohio 41-38. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there you go. Your running rebels have also been mentioned today.
There you
Um,
go.
you
They have
know,
another wide receiver there. That could be getting drafted next year. I think they got a good one.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Jaden Bradley. Jaden
Jaden
Bradley.
Bradley. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he's good. He's good.
yeah. And then, of course, Dante Moore and the Oregon Ducks pounded the Beavers 41-7. We will see what Oregon is all about next week because they get to go to Penn State and it's a whiteout game. Um, and Penn State's at home rested.
Right.
So,
I think that's probably one of the biggest keys, right? When it comes down to it, is Dante Moore going to Penn State after, he's kind of dominated these past games, but this is their first tough game away
yeah,
at Penn
yeah,
State.
yeah. And then of course our coach Rick over at Team MBS Media will be a very happy camper. The Syracuse Orange beat the Clemson Tigers 34-21. Did you see Nick Saban this morning and what he said about Sweeney's job and all that jazz?
I saw a little bit of it, but refresh me on that.
I was going to ask you because I only caught wind of it
Yeah,
afterward.
yeah, I caught wind basically telling him that I believe that he'd be okay, like just kind
Yeah,
of like just tread water, and then at this point in time you should be fine. Which I do relatively agree at that point. I mean, Dabo has the track record to do it. The question is what is Clemson going to be looked at? They're kind of cash strapped as an organization as it is. His buyout 60 million. So what are you gonna? You can't really get rid of Dabo at that point, and
you know,
he finally used the portal, and Will Helt is probably the best. Wild enough, Will Helt is one of the best defensive players on that team. Not talking about T.J. Parker, Capehart, Peter Woods, and stuff like that. So their one transfer portal that he got is working out. So that's another. positive in Dabo.
Yeah, yeah. Ole Miss 45, Tulane 10, and Florida State pounded Kent State 66-10. The Oklahoma Sooners beat up the Auburn Tigers 24-17, and that was a close one.
That was my favorite game of the day. A lot of great defense. Keldra Falk was out there doing his thing. When I did my summer scouting, our Mason Thomas was a big guy for me because of last year at the Auburn game, he had 2 back-to-back sacks in the fourth quarter to basically close out the Auburn Oklahoma game, and then he closed out this game with the last sack as well, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and the Mississippi State Bulldogs are now 4-0.
Man, I checked that off as like a win for Arkansas before the season started, but they are on a heater.
And you know, those Arizona State folks lit up Starkville, with saying it was a bad city and all that jazz. And Starkville is not a bad city to be in.
Yeah, right. Pretty sure Levin just threw an interception too. So
yeah,
he's probably eating those words again.
Yeah. But they beat up Northern Illinois 38-10. Northern Illinois definitely not going to have any repeat of what happened last year with the Fighting Irish, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So, what other games did you pay attention to today?
Let's see. I watched a little bit of the Tennessee UAB game. I just want to see kind of Aguilar again because he's getting in that top 5 quarterback conversation. But UAB was just awful in coverage. There was 10 yards of separation for Brazel. Even though I do love Brazel, I'm glad that he's kind of up and coming for Tennessee. And then the Utah Texas Tech game, of course, we haven't went through that. That was a really. It was one of the most hyped up games, but then it just got. I feel like each team got in their own way, or just the game got out of everybody's control. 5 turnovers in the first half. Morton took a hit that looked like potential like bruised rib. So I think that's where some of the inaccurate passes were coming from. And then he took a bad hit for concussion protocol. So I hope he's okay. Right. I haven't heard anything past that. But man, Texas Tech's the real deal. They're number one. They're number one. They went and got some good players in the portal. They are the front runners in Big 12, close to obviously Iowa State's in second, and then I'll put TCU at third. But I think Texas Tech has a medium-sized gap in the Big 12 right now.
Yeah, and again, we actually did see defense played in a Big 12 game today because Texas Tech's defense was outstanding.
It was.
They were all over Utah. So
the ability with Romello Height and David Bailey on the outside with Lee Hunter on the inside. And then if they send one more rusher, it's kind of done. And Utah's offensive line is so good. Lomu and Fanu, they have a good offensive line.
But not today, kids.
Not today. Both of them play bad.
Yep. So when scouts are looking at this film, it's kind of you guys are supposed to be this,
right?
Maybe not.
Yeah, right? Very super interesting. And I wonder if it's one of those throw out the tape games because the turnovers were so insane. Like some of the turnovers were just scrambling, and then just throwing into double coverage for no reason sort of thing. So a couple of them were tips to just go in your hand sort of thing. So interesting enough. I wonder if everybody was just kind of lost in the sauce at that point and just didn't know what to do.
I think that could be it.
Yeah, right.
Missouri is playing South Carolina, and they're up 9-7 here in the second quarter. Indiana has the 7-0 lead on Illinois. Miami is 7-0 over Florida as well. Do you give Florida much of a shot?
No, not with Caleb Banks out and the way that they've been playing. Unfortunately, I just don't think. Yeah. I mean, Miami's Carson Beck's playing so well, and Ruben Bain is the best defensive player in the country right now. So I just can't. And they have one of the best, Francis Moaga, on the offensive line. So I just don't see, without Caleb Banks, them really putting it through. Even though George Gums Jr. has kind of came through, and Tyreek Sapp's still doing his thing on run defense, but Florida's just kind of a mess right now.
Yeah, it's and that schedule of theirs is just so brutal.
Yeah.
Like
Seven. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
they are going to be in big trouble this year. I don't
Yeah.
see Mr. Napier surviving um, in terms of his record this year like he did last year. Um, Georgia Tech is about to put away Temple. They're up 45-17 late in that game. Um,
Did
let's
you say
see.
Missouri and South Carolina were 9-0? I think
Uh,
South Carolina
yeah, 9-7.
9-7 now. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
good to see Lenora Sellers make his comeback
yeah,
uh, quickly, which is good. He's already thrown a touchdown, which is nice.
yeah. And let's just see what else happened today here. We had Central Michigan bounced back after being pounded by that school up north last week. They won 49-10 over Wagner.
Yeah. Michigan won on rushing today. Justice Haynes is definitely that dude.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? I'm sorry. There was another one that NC State and Duke. That was a high scoring, interesting game too.
Yeah, UNC and Duke.
NC State, right? Yeah, NC State and Duke. 45-33.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
was pretty high scoring game. How did Mr. Belichick, he lost 34-9 today. Boy, I really just don't understand what the Tar Heels program was thinking with this. I really don't.
I don't know. There's obviously there should be a grace period of a year to see like where Belichick does. But even the unfortunate part is that his son will take over once he leaves, and I don't think that's good at all when it comes down to it. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're handing off the program, which it's almost like a forced because it is I think it is in contract that he takes over once Belichick retires. So it's like you got to figure something out because you're kind of stuck in that situation.
Yeah. And the Fighting Illini just tied up this game.
This is an interesting matchup
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes down to it.
I mean,
I
you know, Billsma has built his club on defense.
Yep. Oh, all
Um,
day, yeah.
but his offense has played very well thus far this year.
Allmeier's not bad. He is
Yeah.
a sustainable quarterback. He is not bad.
Yeah. So it's now 7 all in that one. So do you want to go back to the Arkansas Razorbacks and Taylor Green today? How he was?
Yeah, for sure. I think he played. I think he played very well. The issue with Taylor Green is he's so impressive in how he plays, how he runs, how he is processed from year one to year two. It's just the bad interceptions when it comes down to it. Is he threw one touchdown, threw two interceptions, and one was he always if he scrambles, he always tries to put it in a spot where he doesn't need to, where should either take off or he should just throw it away. There's so many times he could cut his interceptions in half if he just chose to throw it away. On an NFL standard, if that's very coachable. So like I kind of look at that and I think that you can kind of coach that out of them. Don't throw a football into a football size hole unless it's absolutely necessary. So that's that. I mean, it's just so deflating. You know, Ole Miss, we were at the 15-yard line, ready to score to take that game with 2 minutes left. Fumble.
Yeah.
Today, 1 minute 13 seconds down by one. Mike Washington Jr. They give the ball like you could have knelt it. You could have knelt the ball, and you gave it to Mike Washington Jr. at the 10-yard line, and then he fumbles the ball. All you had to do was kick the field goal there. You didn't have to put ball in harm's way, but it's almost like episode of the Twilight Zone. Like, how does that happen in
How does it happen?
2 weeks? Stay right.
Yeah.
And me being a Buffalo Bills fan / Arkansas Razorback fan, I'm so used to it, but it's a little crazy now.
Yeah. Memphis is now 4-0 at home against the SEC teams that they've played lately.
They are good.
They don't mess around. Memphis does not play around with you. And Yeah, they came out and played very well today as well. I mean, look, it was 32-31, so everybody was excited. It
Yeah.
was a very good game, but again, that Memphis Tigers team, boy, they play some very good ball.
And a lot of the time it was a two-score game, which is
Yeah,
super impressive by them. Just staying calm, poised, and just playing their type of style of ball is what did it. And they just waited. They let the ball come to them, and then they just executed on their end. It was very impressive for them. So I don't want to take anything away from them for sure. And I mean, they could run it. They could run it.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's the key. They've got the running game, they got the passing, they and their defense is pretty solid as well.
for sure.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did. They got Dabo.
Fran Brown's the man. I
Oh,
love Fran Brown so much. He
he is
is.
so good.
Yeah, he's so good. The culture he's built, and I mean, he's got Angeli throwing insane numbers, like leading in passing yards, if I'm not mistaken, for this year.
Yep. Yep.
And then last year they got the Ohio State kid, brought him over, and it was like everybody was like, "Thank you for giving him up because he played so well." So his track record and the culture that he builds is undeniable.
No, it isn't deniable at all.
Yeah.
Um, that could be a scary game for the way that the Fighting Irish have been playing defense this year. Later on, when they play Syracuse, I'm not liking that aspect. Uh, again, as I said in our chat, Notre Dame does not belong in the top 25. I'm sorry, they just don't. Even when they go 1-2 tonight after beating Purdue, they still don't belong in the top 25 in my mind. They just don't.
Okay, I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
What happens when I'll say when because you don't have to say when. I know you'll say if. When they run the table. When
If they run the table and they have those two losses, they could be a qualifier. But again, they'd have to go on the road. They're not going to be at home at South Bend like they were last year either. But again, last year they did go down on the road
Right.
and played very well.
Exactly. And all you need is ascension, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you had two tough matchups, like Clemson almost doesn't count because you know who Clemson was. So that just means week one hiccups happen. Week two was a little rough. But if you just keep winning and then you just keep winning, then come playoffs, all-time high ego for a team. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would. Well, I mean, Ohio State had two losses last year.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
And they qualified, and what happened? I think they ended up winning the national championship. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
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 Pretty
But
damningly.
again, everybody would say, "Well, that's because everybody favors Notre Dame and da da da." BS. It's a bunch of BS.
I know. I agree.
It. But again, that's my Fighting Irish bias coming out.
That's okay. Have that bias.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we got hearts.
Exactly right. and as you're well aware, the other shirt I'm wearing today is also my other bias. But anyhow, we won't talk about the Premier League today. No.
Chelsea getting trashed. Is Joe in the chat?
No, Joe is not here in the chat right now. He's actually was at the Colorado Air Show today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, very cool.
Right. So he's probably in a lot of traffic currently.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. But again, his Wolverines did beat the Cornhuskers 30-27, which for me, I just Matt Rule.
Yeah.
You've got to come up against these bigger teams and win. What is that?
100%.
29th straight loss now for the Cornhuskers against a ranked opponent.
Yeah.
So
Matt Rule just. Yeah, it's hard. Matt Rule, like he comes off as such a likable coach, but it's just his track record is just not there for it. And I mean, Dylan Raiola is supposed to be 5-star, ready rock and roll 2027 quarterback, and the record's just not showing it.
And the Hoosiers have marched right down that field and scored again here. Wow. I mean,
nice run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's now 14-7. Hoosiers are up. Lee Corso will be a happy camper at this moment.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like this game tonight. Could you imagine this being a nationally televised game 5 years ago? Not a chance, right?
Right.
Not a chance. But boom, here they are in prime time.
The parity is happening in college football, which is nice to see for sure. And then there's obviously so many hiccups in college football when it comes down to it, but you can tell the parity, and it's getting super interested. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right now you have Mississippi State belongs in the top 25 now. They belong in that top 25.
100%. 100%.
TCU. TCU should get some more votes for the Big 12 because Utah lost today and they won.
Yep.
Yes, up in heaven, my Aunt Martha will be a happy woman. She'll be happy because she was a Horned Frog girl. It really is an interesting week that we've had in football. Let's see what other games are going on now. We've got let's just see here.
Georgia Tech down for Miami. Vanderbilt, Georgia State down by 3, but just started.
Yeah. And Georgia Tech did win 45-24.
Yeah. Texas just started up 7-0. That should be an easy game for him. Yeah. 2 big games, three good games with South Carolina, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Florida, Miami.
Well, we can't forget about my Washington State game. It's 14-0 in the second quarter for the Huskies. I really I really can't stomach this Oregon State game in week 3 and the Washington State game this early. It just drives me off the deep end. But again, once they figure this all out on these rivalry games like that, it'll work out itself, I guess. But still, this is way too early for those games.
100%.
And my co-host last week, Mr. George Lopez, his USC Trojans should beat up on Spartans pretty well, I would think.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah,
I'm a big Aiden Childs guy, but USC should handle him for sure.
Yeah. Again, that is the school that the right-minded people go to in that state. The Spartans. That's where I don't understand why you guys want to go to Ann Arbor. I don't get it. East Lansing, Michigan is the place you ought to be.
I'm not going to fault anybody for going to Michigan. Don't get me wrong, but Michigan State, I like the Spartans, but I get it.
Yeah. And of course, yes, I am biased against that school up north. Everybody,
of course.
There is no doubt about that. LSU is up 7-0.
Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah. There's a cracker on the schedule, eh? Wow. Right. Yeah, that'll be a tough game. Yeah, that'll be a very hard game for the Bayou Bengals. So let's just see here. And Texas is going to pound Sam Houston to no end, I think.
For sure. Give Arch a game that he can sit in the pocket, read, get it out, be accurate, be efficient, call it a day sort of thing.
Unlike last week, he's right. 4 of 6 tonight, so that's much better than he was their last game.
Exactly. That's what he needs for sure. Just get calm.
But I I still see people putting him into this draft, and I do not buy that at all. I just don't. You
I-
you don't come into the NFL with a 1 year under your gun.
No,
Like it just does not work. It just
no.
doesn't work.
Especially for Arch Manning when it comes down, there's a million reasons why he's not going to. And then he just needs to grow. I mean, there's nothing wrong. That's it. That's kind of where I think my animosity comes with the conversation is that there was so much hype built up for Arch Manning, and everybody was super excited, putting him number one, and that's fine. And I was okay with that. But then once he starts having some hiccups, it's too much overcorrection. Like just let Arch Manning be Arch Manning. Like
Yeah.
he there was no expectation of him. There should be no expectation of him expecting to be elite. You can hope for him to be elite, but expecting and hoping are two different things. And if you hope for him to be elite and he is not and he's still learning, then you don't get short-sighted of it. If you expect him to be elite and he doesn't, then you kind of trash him. And I don't think that's fair for Arch.
No, and I've just said the same thing about his whole thing is that he needs those 2 seasons of college football. That's my argument. That's it. That's and like I said last week, he suffered in that game. He was not throwing the football well, et cetera, et cetera. And again, yes, he has the genetics, right? But again, genetics don't always mean success.
Right. And he's not Arch or Eli's kid, right?
Well,
it's the
oh,
it's the other Manning that
yeah,
that
but
didn't play in
the other brother Cooper was a very good player. He wasn't.
he
a
was
quarterback.
he was.
He wasn't a quarterback.
I'm
Right.
just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But Cooper wasn't playing quarterback either. So
Yeah, right, exactly. And I mean, but you also have the Madden or the Manning treatment, right? You're growing up in every single camp, every single being around players, being around locker room stuff. I mean, that's almost the nurture of the aspect is almost more important than the bloodline, to be honest with you.
Oh, exactly. And even when you look at the tight end U that these guys all go to now, I'm not seeing too many tight ends in the NFL really having good, successful years thus far. Are you? Are you? I'm not. No.
No.
And these guys are the pros who are struggling along.
For sure. Yeah,
You know?
I think there's a lot of positions that need to reset themselves. Like there was so much hype in the tight end as a slot tight end and a pass catching tight end when Travis Kelce started going 1,000 yards. So people
Yeah.
were trying to find that pass catching tight end. Now nobody's blocking. And basically like if you're scouting for an NFL tight end, you're like, okay, well he's willing to block and then we'll teach him how to block. And that's here nor there. You really have to do both jobs. Like
Yeah.
to become a good NFL tight end is you need to be able to do both because then when you get to the NFL, you shouldn't learn how to block. You need to learn the blocking scheme of the team that you're in. So if you start without being able to block, then you have to learn how to block plus the scheme. That's where you get tripped up, and you have to be able to do both. So you got to reset.
Tyler Warren has had a good start to his year.
For sure. Right. And he's
But again,
that
that young guy understood how to block. He
Thank you.
understood.
Yeah, you could arguably say that the best tight ends that come out of last year's class is Tyler Warren. Colston Loveland has been blocking well as well and contributing, but the Bears' offense is a little difficult. And then Buffalo Jackson Hawes. Jackson Hawes is getting a lot of flowers for being that third tight end, and he is blocking. We have gotten rid of our 6th offensive line scheme because now we're using 13 personnel with Jackson Hawes because he's that good of a blocker, and he already caught a touchdown.
Yep, exactly right. So again, Indiana just pinned them real deep.
And that was a good recovery on it too.
Yeah.
For that punter.
Yeah. Boy. I mean, Cignetti has done such a magnificent job with the Hoosiers.
And he's in his style is my kind of style. I love the style that he plays.
Yeah.
Big fan of Michael Kamara on there. D'Angelo Pons is a really good outside corner. Marty Farrell's a good safety.
Farrell.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, kids, these are people that we'll be talking about on Draft Central.
Plug.
Plug.
Yeah.
tomorrow morning at about 11:15, I think we'll be moving the chains with Joe and Ashmere. And then at I think around 7 Eastern time, Monty, A. Marie, and Joe Cardozo will again be on the air in between the afternoon and the evening game, all on Team MBS Media. And yes, I would like everyone to please like and subscribe to Team MBS Media's YouTube channel. That's how us small folks survive here, is by getting likes and having people subscribe to us. So yeah, that will be a definite positive here for us. Let's have a quick commercial.
Enjoy 40% off site-wide. Vitable takes the guesswork out of feeling good. Get your own personalized daily vitamin pack safely delivered to your doorstep every month. Take their online quiz to find out which vitamins and minerals can support your personal needs based on your own diet and lifestyle. Hashtag only what you need, nothing that you don't. All vitamins are manufactured in Australia at the highest quality standard. Ingredients come in the best form for their absorption by your body. Enjoy 40% off site-wide using code NBS40 at checkout.
All right, now we're back. Yeah, this Indiana defense is playing very, very tough as well. Brett Bielema has to be a little upset at his defense after that second touchdown that Indiana scored. But again, this is a rivalry, and this is fun to watch. This isn't the typical, Penn State versus Ohio State or Ohio State versus Michigan game. This is Indiana and the Illinois Fighting Illini. This is fun.
100%. Two teams that have recently gained good relevancy, trying to, up them because they're kind of clashing in the same retrospect and the same mentality. So just heated, starting fights right there.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting. This is going to be a very interesting game. So South Carolina is now up 14-9.
Okay.
Over Missouri. Miami is only up 10-0 on Florida.
That's surprising.
That is a bit of a surprise.
I know it was just Tulane, but I think we probably should call out Ole Miss and Tulane 45-10. But Trinidad Chambliss beat my Arkansas Razorbacks last week, and took down Tulane because Austin Simmons is out with the ankle injury. Again, threw for 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, and rushed for 112 yards today. And he was a D2 guy that came into Ole Miss this year without a single D1 snap, beat Arkansas, SEC school, last week, and now is playing mistake-free ball. And it's nice to see D2 kids come into D1 and being able to compete. That's what football. It's what football's all about.
I mean, when we do our draft stuff here and we talk about these kids from those smaller schools, these guys can play in the NFL as 100%. Long as an NFL team actually gives them a shot.
Right. Sometimes hierarchies is a pain in the ass.
Yep. Indeed.
Yep.
It's always bothered me how the HBCU schools now and those Division II schools get treated by the NFL. Don't knock those players. Like those guys, they can play at the NFL level.
Agreed. Yeah, and Buffalo Bills, because I'm so familiar with them, are victims of that. Brandon Beane drafts mainly SEC teams. His thing is at the SEC, and he wants players from there. And I think that is an archaic way of thinking.
Absolutely. Will McClay does pretty much the same thing, though, for the Cowboys, though, right? Jalen Tolbert was a third-round pick out of Southern Alabama. That's about it. Every other pick that he has had lately has been a Power 4 school.
Right.
So but again, that's just the way things are in the world of the NFL these days. So let's go to next week.
Let's look.
Because next week we got ourselves some games next week. Let's go to the big one. Let's go to Oregon and Penn State.
Yeah, that is a great matchup. Man, I really do. I'm gonna hold my feelings about Dante Moore except next week. I think that Penn State, with the amount of veteran leadership they have at Penn State and being home, that they do have a big edge at that point. They have so many kids that came back because they're trying to do the Ohio State way, get everybody to come back and nil, win a championship before you enter the NFL. So I think the veteran leadership opposed to Dante Moore at quarterback, I think is a big one. What do you think?
But again, does Drew Eller actually come out and actually play a very good game?
Probably.
I'm talking about finding his receivers 16, 25 yards down that field as well. I'm not talking about just passing the ball off to Singleton and Katron Allen.
Yeah. Pattern says no. Pattern says no, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But again, if Drew Aller wants to be moved on up into that NFL draft talk that everybody had before this season began, he needs to have a big game. But
thank you.
But those defensive ends at Oregon are both very, very tough. And if I don't know what's going to happen next week. Now, of course, as you are well aware, I have Penn State as my number one team. That is my number one team. I think you're correct that Penn State will win this game.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, Mateo and Tatum are powerhouses, and that pressure that they can bring to Drew Aller, especially with how he likes to throw off his back foot like under pressure and just hang it up there, sort of thing, is something that Oregon can certainly deploy. I do think that the turnover margin will probably be the issue, right? If Aller has 2 interceptions, probably I think Oregon could take that. Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week, though. But next week there's another game involving I think the Razorbacks are involved in that one, aren't they?
Yeah. Notre Dame is coming to Fayetteville.
Right. That's right. Yes, Notre Dame comes to Fayetteville for the first time ever.
Yeah, and listen, now I'm going to start looking at tickets because I bet they're plummeting right now with the loss to Memphis. So I'll probably they were staying strong at like 250 for the very back, like the worst seat you could find. But I'm sure I'm going to look tomorrow, and I could probably get 100 level for 120. And now I'm intrigued because being able to see Notre Dame play live is something that is a dream for sure.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to be there with you.
Listen, but, I offered enough.
I know, I know, but yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be right beside you in the stands at Fayetteville saying, bah!
Yeah. Next time. 2030, something along those lines. But yeah, there's good games. Yeah, Auburn, Texas A&M, that's also a good game too.
Yeah. Texas A&M better keep their hats on because that Auburn team today played Oklahoma very tough. Hugh Freeze was trying to go 4-0 for the first time.
Yeah, they did. They hung it in there, especially when it came to defense. Like the defense played so well for Auburn, and that was where he really could match with Venables. And you could tell like how well Venables has done with the Oklahoma defense, especially this year. They are hair on fire playing, and Clemson's missing that for sure. So that'll be interesting. Texas A&M seems stacked right now when it comes down to it. They're definitely playing on all cylinders, and they found Mario Craver to add to Casey Concepcion. Just a dynamite roster.
Yeah. And then those Bayou Bengals are gonna go to Ole Miss. Oh Lordy.
I can't speak for my heart. So for my brain, Ole Miss defense has problems. So Nussmeier, if they plan for if Nussmeier plans correctly, he should have a field day to where people start having a good conversation of the NFL draft again with Garrett Nussmeier. So I think this is a good game for Nussmeier to be like, okay, I need to handle this and raise my stock.
Yeah. And then the Ohio State Buckeyes will also travel out to Seattle. That is no easy trip. You do not want to face a Washington Huskies team if they get hot, especially in front of that crowd, because that crowd will cause your offense all kinds of issues.
All day. It's 21-7 already over there. And listen, if they can do one thing, they can just Williams Jr. is a good quarterback, good dual threat. And then you have Jonah Coleman back there, my favorite running back in the country.
Yeah.
He's a powerhouse. If you can control the game with those two, and especially being away, taking that trip to 3 different time zones, going over 3 different time zones, you never know what could happen there.
No, exactly right. Oh, that was ugly. That was an ugly hit.
And
there.
then, oh yeah, ooh.
Yeah, that I don't know what's going to be targeting though. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't. Did you see helmet? That might have been a clean hit.
Helmet went to his face mask, but he had the head down though, and he hit him with his shoulder. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, that could be. Is that Miles Scott? That's Miles Scott. Oh, he's a dog. He's a dog too.
That
I wouldn't eject him for that.
No, because he put his head out of the way.
Yep,
yes,
exactly.
He got his face mask with his helmet, but there was no helmet to helmet.
Yep. And then last but not least, to end the day, right? For next week is Alabama, Georgia.
Well, yeah. I don't think Mr. DeBoer is going to have a very good time facing Kirby Smart after the defensive lapses that happened last week.
Yeah.
I think the Georgia Bulldogs defense is going to be a very, very nasty bunch.
Yep. I'm here for it too.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, next week's got some great games.
Yeah.
USC, Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, Illinois travels out to the California next week. So, we'll see what happens. Is he getting the boot? Doesn't look like it.
No. That's good. Definitely shouldn't have gotten the boot. That's good.
Yeah, or he's I think he is. I think he did get the boot. Oh Lord.
I think he has to leave the field if you get ejected though. He's still on the sideline, right?
Well, he just walked off to the sideline.
Oh, he did. Yeah, but I think you have to leave the stadium, right? You got to go to the locker room. I don't think you can be on the field.
No, you can stay out there.
You can?
This year you can stay out there, but yeah, I think he got the punt.
Yep.
So that means for the next half of their next game as well, he'll be out.
Yep.
Miles Scott, I don't think that. Wow, that's surprising.
I don't agree with that at all.
That is a shocker. Huh. And the Fighting Irish did beat Purdue 56-30. 30 points for Purdue after last year being shut out by them 66-0.
Yeah.
Chris Ash, you need some help on your defense. Marcus Freeman had better spend some time with you, teaching you how to coach up that Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense, because that is not a pretty picture. Your Taylor Green could have some decent numbers next week.
For sure. I mean, your defense has been nicked up in a couple different levels, right? That's where Christian Gray keeps.
Leonard Moore didn't play this game at all. Christian Gray had a beautiful interception though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He keeps getting nicked up, which is unfortunate because I do love Christian Gray. But yeah, Leonard Moore didn't play, so yeah, we'll see. You got a good defense. So
Yeah.
I
But
do think that
we
it'll be
also have Jeremiah Love
yeah.
and Jadarian Price.
Mhm.
Good luck stopping them. Good luck.
Yeah, they're perfect complements of each other too. Because Jeremiah loves a madman running the ball. Seems like he will do damn near everything to get one more yard. And then Jadarian Price is just a great outside runner. Find a lane, and he knows how to run vertical.
Yeah, Jadarian was 8.3 yard average today, 19 carries, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jadarian Price, right same level, 9 carries, 74 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh, but he also had a 100-yard kickoff return.
That's awesome.
You know,
Mhm.
those two guys can find their marks. And CJ Carr was 10 of 12, 223 yards, 2 TDs. Mr. Denbrock, this is the way the Fighting Irish offense needs to play.
Literally
12,
throw.
12 passes. That's it.
Yeah, there should just be a cap at like 20.
Yeah.
Just cap it at 20.
No. That first game against Miami, when they came out and threw those 9 times, or I was just livid. I was just so angry.
Yeah, I mean we knock national media all the time, but even national media was like confused at that point. Every time Carr got the snap and then he was throwing it, they're like another throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Faison had 7 catches, or 5 catches, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Malachi Fields, 2 catches, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. So the Fighting Irish showed up today, at least. The offense did again.
Yeah.
You know.
Got a 14-12 game, South Carolina, Missouri at halftime. That's an interesting score.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Lenore Sells, 8 for 12, 143, and 2 touchdowns. Not too bad. Jacobs and Rowe have each their touchdowns with 63 and 50. Harbor does not have a single catch yet while he's kick returning. Has he always been kick returning?
Yep.
He has. Okay, I missed that. That's insane. It's a little insane behavior, in my opinion.
So McAfee's Mountaineers are being punched by Kansas, 34-3. I don't know. I guess they needed to burn the couches last week in West Virginia, and they managed to beat Pittsburgh in overtime there. But it breaks my heart to see McAfee's guys go down. It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have saw that coming?
I didn't think it would be that big.
Yeah. Especially just in the third quarter of 34. Jalen Daniels is always an interesting. He played pretty well last year, and his dual threat ability, even though he's smaller guy, was interesting because he's very explosive. Not an NFL quarterback, but a pretty good college quarterback in my head.
He would be a fine quarterback up here in the Canadian Football League, though.
Yes. Yep. That's correct. Yep.
He would be just fine up here. Edmonton, I'm calling you. Edmonton, I'm calling you. Yeah. No. It's been an interesting night and day of games. Who was your best player of the day?
Let me see. I think I almost want to give it to Fran Brown, but I think I'll give it to Steve Angeli, just because he was pretty calm. He played well against the Clemson secondary, played good ball, understood his assignment, and took care of a pretty big opponent. Even though Clemson was kind of down on their luck, it's still something that Clemson really needed to win today. And Syracuse just came out balling. And Angeli's been impressive. So I'm going to give it to him today.
All right. Yeah, he was 18 of 31, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. There you have it.
With a win against their ACC opponent.
Yep.
Great
exactly
job.
Right.
Who's yours?
I didn't get to pick anybody today because, as you remember, I was working all day today as well.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm going to pick a player, but that's why I asked you who your player was.
Yeah. Hoover did well. Josh Hoover did have his game today. That's 379, 5 touchdowns. That's impressive.
Oh, who's that? Who's that rookie quarterback from Maryland?
Oh yeah. My God. He played very well today. Washington.
Yeah.
Malik Washington. That's right.
Malik Washington.
Yep.
Everybody's talking to Bryce Underwood, but Malik Washington is playing just as good, if not better, than Bryce Underwood is at this point. So
Great.
I hope the Terrapins do get the shot at them this year. I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they play each other.
I think you're right. Let me check. Yeah, they're 4-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, November 22nd.
November 22nd. Oh, well, there's another loss for you, Joe. And Nathan,
then they got
and our man Nathan, who covers the Terrapins at Team MBS Media, there's a victory for Coach Loxley and the Terrapins. There you go. Yeah, exactly right. Well, it has been a pleasure being with you again for this hour.
As always. I can't wait till next week. Next week's going to be fun.
Next week will be a lot of fun. And we hope everybody joins us next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And Randall, you take care of yourself. Everybody out there, you take care of yourselves. And we will be back next week with more of The Last Word. Take care.
Thank you so much.